I have to say the location is, 44 Cobblestone Drive.
I don't want everybody knowing that.
Well, it just would be whatever the public places that you go to. If you're gonna vote from there, if you're not gonna vote from there and you're just gonna be an observer, then I think they would do an ad hoc member, right?
Yeah, I can do it, actually, because I can't vote on Zoom. That was the thing to do. No, you can still vote on Zoom.
If you're gonna be in a public place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in a public place. You can vote if it's listed as, so like, when I go to my daughter's. Yeah. I have to tell them the address of the McDonald's there. And that's what I do. And. But I don't say, I just happen to be online there, so. Yeah. Doesn't say that Lori Burger. Yeah, I mean, I can make ad hoc.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Ad hoc, yeah.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Dan, can you hear us okay? Everyone in the room? I don't know how well this microphone's gonna pick up.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you just fine and loud and clear.
Bruce, can you say something again? Say something, Dan.
Okay, so we're about to start here. We got 2 minutes to go.
That was very nice. I didn't know if you did.
Oh, sorry, no, yeah.
The decision form. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, perfect.
We need polls and we get it out now.
When you're ready for Bruce Carey, he can't do Zoom. It's not working, so we just have to call him on the phone.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. Boy, I tell you. The chains and cables he has holding the thing up.
Yeah. I can't believe he did it darling there.
Must not like it. Working hours, room back away.
If anybody has any training they haven't turned in, please do. You all seem to be in pretty good shape for training because I had to put it all together. And I'm gonna send you the copies, so said everybody else can do. And, oh, you're in good shape. You've got hours. You have several of them that have hours. If you can carry over, just gotta make sure you do the New York State for them.
It's like
What
this
you
one,
can do,
because you just stay at home and.
Yeah.
Do the training report, it'll be easy.
All right, it's 7 o'clock. It's time to get started. All right, we do have a quorum. We've got 5 members. We'll start with Mr. McKee, if you'll introduce yourself.
Bill McKee.
Yes. Linda.
Linda Youngman.
Bill Kelly.
Bruce Evener.
Darrell Walker.
Candy Bretta?
Okay. Our meeting was advertised in the, I never get the name of that.
Times of Wayne County.
Thank you. Times of Wayne County, and posted on the village website. We'll start by reviewing the minutes from the October 17th meeting. You have any comments on those? Changes, additions?
There's a lot of detail, but Linda, in item number 1, preliminary site plan review for 8528. In the second paragraph, where you indicate the addition would be 2.9 feet from the front, with 25 feet is required, and allowing 575 lot coverage. I think that must be a typo. It's probably like a 57% lot coverage for 40%
Yes.
is allowed.
Must have sent the wrong copy. I correct you.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I apologize for sending the wrong copy. Yes, I have 57% lot coverage where 40% is allowed.
Whatever changes you make, Bruce.
I can read them.
But I also abstained from last week.
That was not indicated.
It's not indicated on here also.
Yeah, so Kathy, but abstaining from
From the minutes,
her own matter.
Okay, right.
yeah, I got that in the ones I changed, I apologize if I took out the wrong one. You got the long version.
Well, I did it all.
Yes, I sent it to everybody except myself. I apologize. But,
Well, do you want to forward that to us now? We could,
I should do that.
we can take 5 minutes and review.
Oh, is it short version?
Just a second. I apologize. Oh, I can't, because I don't have the internet here.
Should be the same as over there. We should get it over here.
Well, do you want to put them on hold until the next meeting then? Like maybe have with one?
Why don't we do that?
Yeah, like we do with the one,
And I will be,
okay,
I apologize.
okay.
No sweat.
These things happen when you're. Okay, all right. Let's move on. We're looking at the final site plan review for the 8528 LLC to construct a 7x6, I'm sorry, 7'6" by 34" foot addition for stamp plans. It was reviewed by the zoning board. They gave their approval. Anybody have any more questions or concerns about this?
No, I'm good.
These aren't the final stamp plans, though, right?
So,
Sarah,
No.
But Kevin, we do have the.
so yeah, the stamp plans, he has stamped, Dan, correct me if I'm wrong. He's pretty much doing a footprint right now, because there's gonna be some changes interior that's gonna happen, and then we're gonna get the interior plans, but this is gonna be what the exterior is gonna be.
okay,
So we have an idea of the footprint and the, kind of an idea of the interior. Do you guys want this to come back based on interior? We usually don't do that, but
no, as long as you have your stamp plans that.
yeah, you have a stamp of the footprint.
All right. So that's what we're most concerned about is. Like from the outside. Now, his floor plan, as long as he meets all safety codes.
Yeah, if you see something, Kevin, that you'd like to have us review further,
Okay.
we expect you to bring it
And
back.
if anything changes with the roof line, or if anything changes with the footprint, I always send it back. Okay, because it's different than what you guys approved. You approved assuming one thing, and then it's totally different than what.
That's fair. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've got a new format still out here, so. Okay. All right, do I have a motion?
I motion to approve the application.
Okay,
I'll second that.
Second, okay, I have to do a little roll call now. Another one of the changes I can give you. Mr. Kelly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. McGee, how do you vote?
Yes.
Okay, look at their own, Kathy.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Kathy,
Approved. Now, is that form for
for the person,
date kind of thing? 'Cause I wrote sometimes what's on the minutes and what's on that are like a couple, so who's asking for this? Is zoning asking? Is it a state thing?
So we had talked to zoning about it. Zoning was thinking, Scott Neal used to do that. Oh, well, actually, do you want to finish your motion? I don't want to. Do you want to finish your motion real quick? Because I don't want to interrupt your motion. Is your motion
the
done?
motion was approved.
Okay, so, Scott Neal used to do this, he used to do decision forms, the old secretary when I first got the job.
Yeah.
And you guys used to pass around the table, zoning had asked about it, and it takes an extra minute or so just to have that form done. And this way, when you guys make a decision here, instead of me just going to zoning and saying, yep, it was approved, here are the conditions, and them taking my word for it, this way I can put this in the folder, and then when I scan it, that decision goes with the application, and then zoning's decision goes in here, and then at the end, all the decisions get handed to the applicant, and they see all the conditions. We had a confusion at, after zoning board, someone got approved, and they misheard, and they thought they got denied. So they were waiting, I was waiting for them to come and get the permit, and then they thought they were denied. So this way, there's no confusion, and they get everything in hand. It takes an extra couple minutes, but just clears everything up. And so the idea is after he fills it out, hopefully he can hand it around the table and everyone just assure that it matches what you guys heard just now. It'll just take an extra few minutes for each application, or extra minute, hopefully, once we get down to a process.
So shouldn't it just be the two people that make the motion?
Yeah.
Not the whole table, right?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, motion, whatever you guys decide, it's your form on the board.
Same.
Whatever zoning has a way they're gonna do it, you guys make a way you wanna do it. You don't have to do it. It's your,
Some of them can get really complicated.
right, and so if you wanna say 3 minutes,
That's why you want,
No, I get it.
that's why you want it, is if it's complicated, you've got it down in writing, zoning can see it in
Yeah,
writing.
but just the
Yes, it's before they get the minutes.
but if you wanna say see draft minutes, or if you wanna say something that's too long, feel free, you can do whatever you want, it's your form, not mine. I just wanna make sure I have something to give them other than me
All right,
saying it, that's all.
okay, so, congratulations.
All right, is that Matt? Yeah.
Thank you, board members. We appreciate your time and effort here on our project, and we will be submitting working plans for construction as soon as possible.
So you're gonna start this fall then?
I've got to discuss that with Matthew.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so to speak, so, hello, we can describe what you plan to do and why.
My name is Jay Barron. I've been a resident of Silver Spring for a long time.
First thing,
Yeah, I'm a member of the yacht club. Dave Scudder originally started this project with the DEC. We applied for a year and a half ago or so. Eaton Landing at the yacht club has suffered some deteriorated. The sheet piling there, I don't know if it was even really sheet piling they used. It's like, looks more like bridge canyon or something. It's deteriorated. It started undermining. Part of Eaton's Landing in pretty good shape. The sheet piling is pretty much going to match what's there now, only at new height, to resiliency height. So basically, it's attaching onto that newer sheet piling going roughly 35 feet out, 32 feet across the end, and then 82 feet along the east side back to the beach. It'll all be raised with fill, clean fill, and then a new concrete sidewalk, probably 6 foot wide, constructed all the way around with maybe a 12-foot wide pad on the end to house the community pump out station that community should have access to, which actually they don't have very good access to because the Eaton Landing is a area down the north, or on the southeast side. So at the center of the Eaton Landing is going to be left with just fill and then grass for maybe dogs or whatever, and plus we can have access to the utilities that are already there.
All right, now, the new fire sheet metal is gonna be higher than.
Yes. Yes. Did everybody see, anybody see the? Eaton Landing, if you walk out towards the alcove, it's on the left side. Anybody's been out there, it's where the pavilion is? Okay.
Sheet metal, that's there now, the good stuff. You're gonna weld onto that, or
Well,
how are you gonna raise that?
depending on the height of the new stuff, either way, we have different size channels, which we lay on side, tie back. It's kind of something what I did at my waterfront to raise my OC piling. It's basically just a channel laid on side, and then welded back. And that probably will just go, I don't know if anybody knows where the boat, the hoist is.
Yeah.
That area is gonna stay the same for now, so we're basically coming back to that area, and then maybe we'll have to raise that whole area there, depending on what happens in the future.
Yeah, so I was down there. And it looks horrible.
I know we had to tear everything out, because we already have, furrows is supposed to start as soon as they can't barge anymore. So they're gonna track an excavator out there and do all from shore over the winter.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Like I say, everything's gotta be raised up, so it's not really gonna much better. And I'm gonna try to have it all done by May 1st.
Make everybody happy.
Yes. Actually, the docks that are attached there now are gonna have to be cut off. And then when the new sheet piling is reattached the docks. And some sort of new provision will have to be made for the east floaters that are usually, there's a ramp to them, so that'll all have to change somewhat. But
And Jay, you're basically gonna parallel the existing footprint?
yes, try to stay within a foot of the existing wall. Yeah,
And then you're gonna backfill that?
backfill that. And like I say, we're planning like a 6 foot wide walk around the whole perimeter of the new sheet piling. Putting new, I think there's 3 new shore stations there for the boats up as well.
And will you be, does part of this project also include new electric to go out to the?
No,
To
maybe
the-
just for the new pedestals, or use the existing record that's there now.
Okay, use the existing electric that's there, okay?
Yeah, there's pedestals there now,
Okay,
so they could be just maybe stubbed up and just added right there.
Bruce, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Do you know on your wall, does that end up working like a good, splash guard? Have you noticed? Because in the past, we've had splash guards on a couple of walls. I don't know how that channel, usually we do that 12-inch lip or something.
Mhm.
And being at 250, where 251 is usually where we've had walls in the past. So 250, we're still at that spot where it's gonna splash up and over. Did SBGSA, did you guys do a splash guard over there? Do you remember?
No, that's just a raw
Okay.
edge around, but then we filled it up with concrete. We,
You have a wave break though, right? Out in the, you have the mooring zone.
We have to wait for it.
You do have a wave break, okay?
the wave attenuation.
Yeah, the attenuation, so they probably don't need, you guys probably don't need the,
Well, we get some benefit from that as well.
okay. So I'm just thinking, maybe you guys probably don't need the lip on each point as much. I was trying to see if you needed it or not.
Oh, you mean,
So just something that,
so places out?
yeah, something that goes out, because in the past with break walls, the planning boards required like a 12-inch lip or suggested it.
Okay,
So as the wave comes up, when the wave hits the wall, there's two things that happen. One, the wave goes down, that's why we have the toe stone at the bottom, so that the wave doesn't go back out and deflect to the other side of the bay. And the other thing is it's gonna come up, and usually it'll splash up and over unless there's a lip there. We saw that with Dave Williamson's wall, everything came up and flooded the road. So we just don't want that to happen, but if there's the wave attenuator, it probably will not happen.
Well, and that is a good point, Kevin, because one of the reasons that we ended up infilling the one at the sail camp with concrete was that during the high water periods, those waves came in and just washed the road and everything out.
The steel channel on the top, that reflects it too, doesn't that? On corrugation?
That's why I'm wondering if that channel is gonna do that, the I channel, the I beam is gonna get welded up there.
oh, you mean, there'll be a,
Cause you got a steel channel going up there, it's, what is it, 4-6 inch channel?
is that on the existing sheet pan?
No, that's what you're putting new, you're putting a channel up top.
Be covering the whole new sheet pan.
Yeah. You put that on top, I'm just wondering if that channel would be enough to.
It's usually like a foot, isn't it?
It's corrugated.
Yeah.
Well, the wall's corrugated.
Yeah, but it's going over the top.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be like, there's gonna be like an 8-inch channel on top of it.
It's pretty big.
It makes
Yeah.
enough.
Isn't that what you're referring to? Kevin? Or are
Well,
you referring to
No,
something
like,
else?
if you look at Dave Langston, I
That
don't
looks
think he
more
came
like,
up with it. He actually has a cap that we put on, like a 12-inch overhang.
No, in his diagram, here, he's got a steel channel.
yeah, I don't think that's drawn very well. There is a cap on that though.
There is, okay,
Yes,
okay,
for the face down.
okay.
Yeah.
So it'll do exactly what I was.
They were talking like, it was gonna be like 10 inches, I think.
Okay,
You
perfect.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's all the same.
Perfect.
I mean, it's gonna be a definite improvement. And it needs to be done. Any future projects up, at the yacht club, it needs to be something to build off of. The docks probably eventually will have to be something done with them too as well. So. It needs to be done.
Doing work for you?
Pardon?
Who's doing the work for you?
For those.
Oh.
Okay, you got the letter from DEC, so that's taken care of. All right, we need to do a WAF. Anybody who comes? You don't have to record me.
Thank you.
Here's a copy. Yes, you have a copy.
The watershed assessment is just our local form for the master plan. So it's 5 pages, I believe. It's just a questionnaire that they'll read to you and answer to help them make their decision. It's just a local form that they can answer. Yeah.
All right, so we have an unlisted action. Item number 11.
Yeah.
Works out good.
Will the action be directly undertaken? Will the action be directly undertaken require funding or approval by a state or federal agency?
Yes. Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
DEC.
Yeah.
C, will the proposed action have a significant effect upon commercial or recreational use of fish and wildlife.
No.
No.
No,
Scenic quality of the waterfront environment.
No,
Development of future or existing water dependent uses.
no,
no,
Stability of the shoreline.
Yeah.
yeah,
Surface or groundwater quality.
no,
no,
Existing or potential public recreation opportunities.
no,
no,
Structure, sites, or districts of historic, archaeological, and cultural significance to the municipality, state, or nation.
yes, yes. Information language, yeah.
Number two, will the proposed action involve or result in any of the following? Physical alteration of land along the shoreline, land underwater or coastal waters.
no,
No,
Physical alteration of 2 or more acres of land located elsewhere in the local waterfront revitalization area.
no,
Expansion of existing public services or infrastructure in underdeveloped or low-density areas of the water.
no,
Energy facility not subject to Article 7 or 8 of the Public Service Law.
no,
Mining, excavation, filling, or dredging.
no,
Reduction of existing or potential public access to or along the shore.
no,
G, sell or change the use of publicly owned lands located on the shoreline.
no,
no,
Development within the designated flood hazard area.
no,
no,
Development on a natural feature that provides protection against flooding or erosion. Diminish surface of groundwater quality.
no, no,
Removal of ground cover from the site.
no,
no,
Number 3, if a project is to be located adjacent to the shore, will water-related recreation be provided?
no,
no,
Will public access to the shoreline be provided?
no,
no,
Does the project require a waterfront site?
yes,
yes,
Will it supplant a recreation or maritime use?
no,
no,
Do essential public services and facilities presently exist at or near the site?
no,
no,
Is the project located in an area of high erosion?
no,
no,
Is the project located in flood-prone area?
yes,
B, is it publicly owned? We skip that section. Over to C. Is the project site presently used by the community as an open space and recreation area?
no,
no,
Does the site offer or include scenic views or vistas known to be important to the community?
no,
Will the surface area of any waters or wetland areas be increased or decreased by the proposal?
no,
Will the project involve any waste discharges?
no,
no,
Does the project involve surface or subsurface liquid waste disposal?
no,
no,
Does the project involve transport, storage, treatment, or disposal of solid waste or hazardous material?
no,
no,
Does the project involve shipment or storage of petroleum products?
no,
no,
Does the project involve discharge of toxins, hazardous substances, or other pollutants?
no,
Will the project affect any area designated as freshwater wetland?
no,
Will the project alter drainage flow patterns or surface water runoff onto or from the site?
no,
Okay. Will best management practices be utilized to control stormwater runoff into waterways?
yes,
I'm sure you will. Will the project follow the emissions which exceed federal or state air quality standards or generate significant amounts of nitrates or sulfates.
Just one question.
Yes, sir.
There's a pump out
Yes,
station.
technically that is a community pump out.
Yeah, this for H under there, the project does involve the transport of some solid waste.
That's existing, we're not changing anything.
What's the read the line again?
Does the project involve transport, storage, treatment, or disposal of solid waste or hazardous material? I thought the project was just the wall itself.
So that's up to you guys. So yeah, the project right now is just the raising, but that's up to you if you want to include that in the scope.
Because it's not, we're not actually raising the pump out. The pump out's already a good height.
Understood. But the work around it, will that disrupt that pump out at all?
Okay, all the plumbing's underneath. But the survey.
Does the pump out actually get, connected to the public sewer system?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know.
I think it was a grant from the New York State, I think we got for that pump out.
Yeah, actually.
Okay. Does anybody have any further questions?
It's pretty straightforward.
Do we have a motion for anybody?
I move that we approve the application as submitted.
All right, Kelly, motion that. Mr. McGee, seconds. Okay, this time we'll do roll call. Kathy? Approved. Darryl? Approved. 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 I got everybody's name right this time.
You got the name right before, you just looking at it.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Now, so the motion has been approved. This does not need to go to planning,
There's nothing, no,
and does it need to come back here.
no, it's just this one,
Right.
just the other peer review.
All right, so,
Yeah, that's true.
no.
Nor does it need to come back here.
So, congratulations.
I'm gonna make sure it's gonna be very good looking. I promise.
If you don't mind, you can pick up this decision form from,
Yeah, you have a meter. Yeah, I'll, when I give you the permit, I'll give you that. with what I paid for. Yeah, and then pay for it tomorrow too.
Yeah, my cottage.
After later, because I'll get everything in order.
Fuel for aquatic. So I've got to get somebody into this.
Yeah, you're good.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
I'll keep an eye on it. Get very, very tough. I'm gonna do all the time.
That'll make it.
All right, well, I'll be over to put our.
Good night.
You have Bruce on?
I can get,
Okay, well, I was gonna say,
okay,
while you get a hold of him, we can,
okay,
hear from Hot Point. I apologize again, you.
That's right, Joshua Grow. Yeah, hi guys. So we had purchase plans for taking over the restaurant. We'll take over ownership in 2023, January. So right now we have just a pre-occupancy. We're just kind of touching it up, making it kind of look like how we want to. As far as the plans, I believe we're doing it to forward those out.
yep, they have it. Yep.
Okay, so I can go over as much as you'd like, or if you have questions, I'll of course answer those. I would say the biggest plan would be that we're looking to introduce alcohol there, just a beer, wine, no full liquor. We're working with an attorney now, of course, they are telling us, step by step, where to go, who to go with, which board to meet with. So that's still in the planning stage. Besides that, we're planning on similar menu, small differences. I mean, we might try to have pizza in there, but otherwise we're still gonna have, cheeseburgers and sandwiches, the good stuff there. Besides that, at some point, we will, depending on how the liquor license goes, we will put up a fence, which I got Kevin, at that time, of course, with him, and we'll talk about that. I think there's also, we're planning on a sign. And of course, once we have a kind of a better layout for that and a design size, we can present that as well, to get that approved by the necessary party. Other than that, I mean, pretty similar operations, so I don't know if there's too much more to it, or if you have any questions.
No facelift or remodel inside.
So we're gonna, not too much, a little bit. I did speak with Kevin, but we're doing new lighting. We're just swapping out the lighting. They just have the, traditional longer lights. We have some new flat, they're called like razor lights. There's a little more degrees of lighting. Yeah, and they also have different colors. We put on dimmer switches. We're putting those on. Basically, we can adjust the lighting to where we want, and it costs a lot less than those larger lights. So that was the goal there. As far as, besides that, we are putting up drywall over the OSB that's on the walls. There's no drywall there now, so we're just putting drywall up, but we're trying to keep it nice and simple the first year. We want to, get operating, get open, running, and then of course, we're going to facelift it as we go. We're going to try to do our best with the landscaping. We want to kind of utilize the outdoor area a little bit more. I think there's more to be used there and take advantage of, like basically opening it up more. There's I don't know if this is the appropriate party to discuss the, sure. So there's a little triangle plot of land next to Hot Point. It's not technically owned by Hot Point yet. They are in the process of making that transaction. So that will be all owned by Hot Point. And then basically, yeah, the landscaping, as I mentioned, and then the fencing, which will come as soon as the liquor license progresses.
They're unrestricted, just heads up, because they're waterfront commercial. So in the book, waterfront commercial is unrestricted unless it's on a residential boundary. The boundary is on public, so it's unrestricted.
My biggest concern was a fence that they would go to liquor or wine and.
Keeping it contained.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
I don't want to see. it go across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't get approved if we don't show pictures of our fencing, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
What about the indoor seating? Is that gonna stay the same?
It'll be similar, so we're in the process of, we purchased some new tabletops. As far as our layout, we don't have an exact layout yet, that's still planning, because we still have a few more months until we're kind of really getting in there, but it'll be similar, I think the only thing that we're considering is, potentially there's like a small, service window inside, I don't know if you've ever been in there or seen it. We'd like to expand that a little bit, just so we can actually use it as a service window. That's probably the extent of anything else inside. Yeah.
But not enlarged.
I'm sorry. Oh, not yet. We don't, of course, we'd love to, but that's a little further down the line for us. Yeah.
I do know that Gary had problems with drainage underneath there.
Yep. So he actually put in, it's a new industrial sump pump. I couldn't give you the specs on it, but he showed me how it works. And he actually did this PVC pipe job. Seems to work pretty well. Essentially, it picks the water up from underneath the restaurant, and it actually runs all the way out to the lake and back by the end of the parking lot.
So,
Yeah. Did that answer your question?
yep, I just want to make sure that we're aware of.
Perfect, thank you. Yeah.
I remember a few choice words you used as you crawl under.
Oh, geez,
Okay.
I have a question on the sign.
Okay.
You mentioned the 3 foot by 10 foot.
Yeah.
Where is that gonna go? Is that gonna go?
It's gonna go on, well, our plan is on the roof right now, that's our plan, so that's why we're designing it, we'll definitely run it by the appropriate party, but. We want to face it towards, I think it would be west, northwest, somewhere basically towards, almost like a pit stop. Like, angled towards that way, so as you're coming down the street, you see the
So you
sign.
get your roof pitch comes like this.
So the roof pitch is, The building contract is square.
The ridge runs on.
Yeah.
So I guess, it'd be on the north side then, right?
Would be the north side, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I think.
Well, that would be towards.
Right.
The,
Or hills.
still,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unless they
put her down. and
handle the.
Yeah, right, we could consider negative.
But you're gonna bring that back here at a later date.
Yeah.
And Josh, okay.
No, it's a little bit bigger, the table's about 6 foot, so it's a little bit longer and then 3 foot, in height, so. A little bit more, yeah.
You also mentioned, Josh, that you're gonna try to get better use out of the outside area. Does that include, potentially creating a patio area, or what are your
Yes.
thoughts there?
We do want to do that, however, we haven't been able to determine the exact location on where we want it to utilize it yet. That is something that we considered. We talked to some, I don't know what you call them, masons. Basically about like what we would need, where we recommend, like drainage, stuff like that. But as of right now, we want to do that, but it's not 100%. But we would like to introduce extending the patio, essentially from the plot that's already there, going out into that square lot there next to the parking lot. Yeah.
So nothing closer to the sidewalk or.
We didn't talk about that, but
Side of the building.
if that's something that comes up, I can definitely bring it back to the table. Sure.
I think we want to know what that's gonna look like.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
another question, the plot of land that comes with, does it go right up to the parking lot?
It's close, real close to the sidewalk, yeah.
Oh.
You don't have the exact measurements yet, but it's, I think, within a foot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what about people bringing like coffee from the truck over just so they want their breakfast sandwich, but then they want this cup of coffee, so they don't have these. You know, don't bring any of the food sign in, no.
Sure,
no.
that's a good question. That's something that we haven't thought about too much yet, but of course, that's something that's necessary to discuss. I'm hoping the fencing will deter that. As far as the liquor license is concerned, and my lawyers actually, let me know on Wednesday, that's good. If it's necessary to have a direct, shut, close, door, or if we can leave, one spot open specifically for your entrance, as opposed to having it blocked off. If it's blocked off, that'll hopefully deter enough people. As far as signage, of course, I would have to review any regulations the village has and bring it to you guys, of course, but, yeah, that is something that I would consider, for sure.
Yeah, but just not those signs that are on the wire saying, no food allowed, no this allowed, no that allowed.
Those are
That's-
too ugly.
They're, yeah.
Just ran out.
I understand putting little signs or something, getting your point across, but
Oh,
those,
and actually, you make a good point too. So, right now, you have happened to remind me of something. They utilize a lot of tape and paper signs. We are gonna try to get away from that. Basically just do menus. And then if we have one sign, like one of those like chalkboards for whatever local brewery beer we have up there for the day or maybe whatever we do. But yeah,
okay, good. I'm sure that's in the notes.
I'll make sure that if we do anything, we'll definitely give
I mean, yeah, you
we'll make it look good. Yeah.
get your point across without,
I assure you, my significant other is not fond of those signs.
okay, good.
Okay, any other questions?
I put this one down and it carried down as a public hearing. It's only Lori and I. I don't know if you want to open it up to public for Lori. I don't know if she has any comments.
Welcome to the neighborhood. This is exciting. I know this young man, he's been serving on the playground. This is a great opportunity for the village.
What?
He's been serving on the playground committee with his wife and, things are out there, I'm sorry. But, and I know his grandfather
The
for
playground was
70 years.
my main concern of the alcohol.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it'll be fine. It's a good character.
Oh, we got, she's out.
She died for me, yeah.
You better do good.
Oh, I will.
People just put alcohol in 50 cups now and walk around.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I
Yeah.
know, I know that, but we don't want it to get out of control. All right, I don't think we have to approve anything, we just wanted to hear what you had,
Sure.
so I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you all. I appreciate it.
I think it's wonderful and thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All have your energy.
All right. Take care, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys.
See you later. Thank you.
I think it is with the planning board approval. Let me double check.
Yeah, why come before us?
I think the asterisk says planning board approval. Requires planning board approval.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, so the asterisk says planning board approval. So you would need a motion. If you want to make a motion, just to say, that it can continue on as submitted or something.
So I make the motion
Talking about Hot's Point.
Potts Point, yeah.
to continue, have them continue on and reopen Hunts Point Restaurant under new management.
Maybe throw something in there for the sign and fence if they come back.
Just the fence you can't, because that's.
But the sign, because it's in the original
The
application.
signs in the original thing here, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's what we require restrictions, because 20 foot is the 20 square feet is the limitation. You get 30.
Yes.
The same.
All right, well, Kathy's made a motion, we need a second.
I'll second.
All right. And
But wait a minute, but Daryl is saying, make the motion with, and we would have to address the planning board. With the sign, once we have the
looks
sign.
like there's,
Yeah, well, the fence is separate.
But get your review of the signage.
The review of the signage, yeah,
all right, so that's your motion now?
yes.
Okay. Darryl, you still second?
Yeah, still second.
All right. Mr. McGee.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I've heard.
Yeah.
All right, and I vote yes, so unanimous, I didn't realize that the final meeting was the approval. Well,
Yeah.
we're just supposed to do a plan.
Mm.
I can say yes.
The asterisk.
Oh, I see. There's a code on the vote. Okay. All right.
It's in the code book, yeah. and
Got
then-
it. Okay.
Many pieces.
Hello, Mr. Perry, how are you? Okay, we're looking at your application right now. You want to tell us about your, proposed new barn? Well, I know I walked it, and I was amazed that it's still standing.
Say one more time, Bruce. Sorry, I'm trying to get my phone.
I don't want to move it too much further off where it is because it'll be too close to the house, the traffic comes up from the back.
So you're gonna use the footprint that it sits on now, plus a little?
I'm gonna go deeper.
Right, it appears like it's gonna be quite a bit cheaper, 60 feet. But in terms of the proximity to the lot line, is it gonna be on the existing line? basically, Bruce?
I really like to be like 6 feet over, 12 feet will kill me,
All right, so,
but, I mean,
so,
it doesn't really matter, it's so far back from
Right.
her house in the back of the property, it's not cringing at anybody, and yeah. That whole thing was built up with that barn. If you notice,
Yeah,
yeah,
that property dropping off, the neighbor's property just going down the gully.
all right, so you're willing to, move it 6 feet off the line then?
Yeah, if I could have 6 feet, that'd be great, then it won't be encroaching between them. I know this sounds wacky. We have a lot of people walk up to the other, it's private park there. And they come up,
Yeah,
shortcut, I guess, and come through and go down to the beach. Which that's how we meet new people, so we don't really care.
well, I was just gonna bring my MG parking since you had antique car parking.
That's why I put that sign out there, that you know, people understand what this sign is about. I said, you bring an antique car, classic car, park it, go to the concert, whatever you wanna do.
All right, yeah, look from the map here at the current barn is no more than a foot off.
Like a foot and a half, yeah.
So you're bringing it quite a bit over. I know it don't meet the 12 foot, but that 6 foot beats 1 foot.
right.
Okay.
Bruce, are there plans for a second floor in it? No? So it's just gonna be open to the rafters?
Well, I have to put steel in there, but, because I have to heat it. These cars, these finished cars.
Oh, I see. So you're gonna have, finished floor,
Concrete floor.
Eventually.
Yeah, I see the cars back, yeah.
and the drawing group has a black panel on one of the sides, probably the side facing the house. What does that represent?
So.
Okay, so I guess I'm wondering, is that a panel of glass on that one side? Oh, I'm sorry, that's the lean-to. That's a lean- that's a- I just looked at that lean-to.
Okay, now, I see you have a man door, service door. No ventilation.
Windows, there's no windows, no windows, Bruce.
Yeah,
There'll be windows.
If there's windows in the garage doors though, that's up to
They
you.
don't know.
Yeah, it's up to you guys if you want.
But for the folks, we have to have some.
Yeah, ventilation, I can get the.
how about if you sit in couple windows high that could be open. You know, we hate to see fumes build up in there, you know, old cars. We get, was gas fumes build up and all of a sudden.
No, they'll have those, things at the doors, like you have in a real shop. You exhaust it out the door if you run a car in there.
But I was talking more about over time, gas fumes build up. In the past, we've always insisted on for a window that could be open to ventilate the building.
For some cross ventilation. Yeah.
You know, as tall as that building is, you know, you might be able to stick one up there that's high enough that nobody's gonna shimmy up the wall
And how would you open it?
and inside. I've got one of those in my loft in my garage. Kevin, did you find anything there?
Just looking for glass and glaze.
All ladder, never open the window.
Well, you remember me, I think you're almost as old as I am, you remember things. Just use the rod, to open it and shut it.
Let's remember it.
I'm more concerned with, safety. Tom. Let's give Kevin a chance to see if it's in the code or not here.
They got habitable spaces, and I can't call garage a habitable space. So I'm trying to find non. Sanitary conditions.
I think that.
Yeah, because we're.
Right. I could live with that first. That'd be great.
My neighbors are very good now.
He's the neighbor in the back. He's his own neighbor. That's why he's saying that. 'Cause so the code reads that other spaces other than habitable shall be provided with natural light or artificial light sufficient to permit the maintenance of sanitary conditions. So he has to have some natural light coming in. And same with
Well,
ventilation.
Bruce, if you want to put one or two, windows, as you just described there, I have no problem. South side. That's true too. All right. Any questions from anybody else?
This one's advertised for public hearing too. It's advertised for public hearing as well.
Took care of. Anybody? Kathy?
Bless you.
Thank you.
Richie?
No. No.
No?
No, I'm good.
No, good. All right, anybody that's in the public would like to make a comment?
Sure. Thanks for a nice investment in the community. You've been doing a beautiful job.
I agree. I told
I
her.
can't hear.
She said, Lori Burbridge said, thank you for investing in the community, making it look better by tearing down that old building.
A lot of people want that, wouldn't
I got the same kind of, compliment when I tore down my old barn and put up a new garage.
You know,
I think, yeah,
it's like, it's grass.
right.
Everybody wants link center, I'm gonna link center with my Brandon House Farmers and whatever, but that's how I see it. When I'm dead, go out there and roll the dumpster.
Well, I do appreciate the fact that you're rehabbing and not tearing down the old house. That's one of my biggest concerns around here, is saving the historic houses.
I agree. They should have never ripped the Cousins house down. I'm so sorry. I had so this point years ago, but,
Well,
and if they were gonna rip that down, they should have saved the doors, the limestone and the window, but they didn't.
no, they didn't do any of that.
They have no appreciation for the history.
I agree. All right, okay, we had some public comment, see, there's nobody else on there.
No, it's me. I'm the other one. I'm
Okay.
this computer, just wondering.
Okay, well, if there's no more public comment,
No,
no more comments from the board, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 6 feet off the property line
Two windows?
with 2 windows on the south side per person's.
Okay,
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. McKee, how do you vote?
Yes.
Yes. Mr.
Yes.
Walker?
Yes.
Fred? All right, and I vote yes, so it's a unanimous vote.
Can you amend that just to recommend to zoning? Because you gotta go to zoning for a variance for 6 feet. And then it's gotta come back here for final.
I apologize, you wanna modify that to 2 windows and 6 feet off?
Yes, 2 windows, 2 feet off the property line with zoning approval.
And you should.
And variance.
Yes.
And so do I. Thank you. Stay fast once again. Correctly defined. So congratulations, Bruce. We're going to hear from you when you get out of zoning.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you.
you have a good night.
All right, good night.
You get it back. Plans? Yeah, so I have to, Jeff Noyce and I talked today, well, we played phone tag back and forth, but you have to get stamp plans made over 20,000. So before your final, you have to have stamp plans for that.
Right.
Yeah. That's just the education law though. Anything over 20,000 has to have stamp plans.
Is that up from 10?
No, that's just New York State, always been 20, yeah. 10 is our law, anything over 10,000 we review, anything over 20,000 has to have stamp plans.
Okay, I only had one more thing on my agenda. Well, probably not. Again, if they have any changes to chapter 181,
41.
just send them to me,
What if there's a lot of,
send them to me.
like, do you want them typed, or how do you want them?
I would prefer,
Like line items saying this and eliminate this and
Yes.
this?
or if you don't want to do that, print it off and make changes and then they can. Hard copy.
Okay. Right.
Some people want better off hard copy. Okay. All right, you had.
I have a question for Kevin. The placement of belts and hoists and storage device and all of that on the church property, St. Rose. Is that paramount to a commercial parking lot? Haven't we crossed this bridge before?
So the reason that we did Brandon, or the 114, was part of the marina review. I don't have anything to, I have nothing to call that. I still have nothing to do with it.
So how is that property?
It's LCR. It's the same as Brandon, same as Lake Road.
So as long as it's his property.
There's no signs that advertise for it. I have no idea if they're his or someone
Well, but
else's.
it would appear that unless the individual has several hoists and multiple boats and so forth, that it's being being used as a commercial parking lot, which as LCR has to have a special permit review by us. Right?
I just have no proof of it right now. I don't have a tool to go against it right now. Same thing I ran into
Can
Brandon
we ask you to today?
to go after it.
Well, to review
To investigate.
Yeah, you can, but the problem I run into is the same thing I ran into. I don't want to say, you know, give up the way to go against me, but the way to go against me, I told you guys before what I had said.
it.
Because it's the same thing.
That's my.
Yeah. They always do to me, but I will investigate it and find out if there's anything I can do.
Because it's right in the four corners.
I know.
So if they always say it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, you can't just say, well, show me the registration and thing or something like that, you can't do that, you know, well, I was just curious, because,
Not a cop.
yeah.
I can't pull registration.
That's-
I guess that's
I can use a
where
resource.
chapter 141 comes in, because it defines that.
Yeah, that's where that comes from, because then I can, then
Otherwise, 2 years.
but what's nice is when we get that, then that throws them back to you where I say, well, now, if you have that many pieces, you're considered this.
Yeah.
You need a special use permit.
Well, let's get 181 done, and then if we want to go back and.
41.
141,
And the rest of it's 141.
141.
I'll get it right.
You can rename it 181 if you want. That makes it easier.
I like 181. Like I said, it's been a while. And I haven't even had a drink.
Oh, that's.
That could be. Okay, so if we can get that, going again, I think there's enough support out there that we can, as, Art went through and pulled out all the duplication of state law, if you recall, which was his biggest, complaint. So, I think what's in it is good and needed.
I think it's a major upgrade from currently are.
So if we can, get those investments and changes, and
That's right. Because I know the changes that I make, and it would help the person who could, it would help your question, Bill, about the one on St. Rose, but then the poor person who just wants to put their voice there in their, because they have no other room and they don't want to pay for storage. I don't think that's fair. That's,
But we permitted that in our 141. We said as long as an individual had no more than, I think we got up to like 4 or 5 pieces of stuff.
but I was always like, we're a voting community. I mean, you're gonna see a voice laying around, you're gonna see personally, I mean, within reason, but
But I think it's within reason.
yeah,
That
but.
the point you make over and over, Kathy, I think it's valid, is that once you get to some of the areas where property lines are real tight, the number of streets,
Yeah,
for example,
yeah,
it's tough, okay?
Right,
There's-
right.
Oftentimes, no room in the back, there's no room on the sides, so what do? You gotta put it in the front, all right, fine, but you can't have 6 things in the front.
So Huron, you sent the, not to interject, but you sent the short-term rental law from Huron. If you, I think it was Huron, if you read it, it says that you can't store an abundance of marine equipment on a property that has a short-term rental license. Because they had that problem where they would have a short-term rental permit and then they would fill up the front yard with all the hoists. So they would make money all summer long. And then in the winter, they would fill it up with hoists. So they combated it by saying, if you're not a year-round resident, you're not filling it up with hoists. So then those places that want to do it, you got to apply for the special permit to get some rules put on it. So you put rules on the people that are trying to capitalize on your community.
as talked to Lori, a few days back. The objective is not to punish the responsible landlord. It's the ones who are abusing the community. The party houses.
Yeah.
Trash place. Park 6 cars in a 2-car area.
Yeah. How's it work if you're on commercial property though?
How does it work?
Yeah. and
So-
you're short-term rentals and commercial.
Special use permit. I mean, you come in and apply, you talk to the board,
Yeah.
and they just put the restrictions on it, and then it's a year-to-year review.
Right.
We never pull it unless we have a reason to pull it. So if St. Rose, for example, had a special use permit, everything's fine, they screen it, there's no issues, they have it organized, great. But that one time where it's chaotic, and we don't like the way it looks, you guys pull them in. Same with Brandon, you guys are doing the review with Brandon every 3 months, 6 months, 3 months. You tell him what you want, he doesn't do it.
Right.
Snap your fingers and away you go. You guys have the power of the pen. Right now, we have no power. That's the problem. So we need some control.
Right. Well, it's like my neighbor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Down the road, you know, or.
Well, it's what stinks. They met the square footage requirements for that back parcel. Their zoned waterfront commercial. Yeah, their zoned waterfront commercial over there. So they're able to do the multifamily. And you're there trying to enjoy your house and
Yeah.
they have
Right, well, I mean, they keep it in mind, but, you know,
Yeah.
there's instances where they got like 6 cars here, 6 cars there, and then.
and they spill out. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's why you, Bridget, not Bridget, but Caitlin put the sign up there.
Yeah.
To the mall house.
Yeah.
People parking up there.
Yeah.
Well, on this, I mean, it sounds like we're going over and over again. I'm new to the project. But isn't this something we could move a lot of it along and then come back and amend? Or are you trying to do it all at once? Because it looks like we're just kicking a can down the road and it's gonna be a.
Well, if it went through the process the right way, that's exactly what would have happened, because the process was, we wrote it. We handed to, the attorney, then we handed to the board, and the board was, the village board was supposed to, and you can correct me, but they were not supposed to make any, motion on it. They were just supposed to turn it to the public, and that's where I was really excited about, get people's opinions and writing opinions, and then we can go back and we could tweak or take out or whatever, but when it, since it didn't, I don't know how we're gonna start over again.
Well,
We need that public opinion
Well,
on that.
three things. I want to get any changes that you guys want to make now, then we're going to send it to the village board and go through the correct process.
Because we would have had it done. Going through the right.
I understand that we're going to do it right now.
I think there was some misunderstanding as what the board's role was on there. It's okay if I'm speaking, but anyway, and there were concerns that had been expressed to the board not to pass it. Well, we weren't supposed to do anything but set up a hearing, as I understand.
Right.
And even Art and Dave never even said anything about that, because I don't know what
Well,
happened,
that's
but
like-
it didn't go right.
That's what I told Dave. I said, Dave, it's not, it wasn't your fault. It was, you know, it was really the pressure was on Art to say, no, this was not the right procedure. This is what you need to do. And
No.
he never did that. And we just kind of sat there and went, whoa, what?
Yeah.
You know, and everybody was, so.
Like I said, if you'll get ready to me, we'll make any changes that we feel necessary. And my goal is to get this to the board next month.
Oh,
Yeah, that's good. Because we were all, other than Bud, we were all in the mood with it, so it should, shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, I need,
I vote to adjourn.
thank you.
I'll send it.
Thanks for meeting.
First, right?
21st.